What is Tesla going to do over earnings? Let's talk about it because I know the exact answer and I would love to share it with you. Here we go. We're diving in. We've got a bunch of lines on the screen. These orange lines are just the previous all-time highs. This red line here is the big boy. This one is very, very interesting. We are continually getting lower highs on Tesla. Now, granted, I do know, and I know that I told you guys that SpaceX would mark the top of the market, and obviously it did. And SpaceX is going to drag down Tesla as well because of Elon. Now, that being said, the weekly 100 simple moving average is at 360, this big, big, big blue line. So if I turn all these lines off, Tesla will need to hold that level. It really, really will. You can notice perfect resistance right here. I mean, can you imagine knowing how well technical analysis works and selling some of your Tesla up here and then getting back into Tesla over here and then selling it up there again and then getting it back in down here? Like, wouldn't that be amazing? Anyway, we need to hold 360. That's a must. If we do not hold 360, things are going to get a little topsy-turvy for a while, especially if we gap down below that price on earnings. If we gap down below 360, we will retest 360, and then we will go back down to 300 on Tesla. And then, we'll probably go higher, but it'll get a little scary, hairy for a bit. Monthly chart, I don't see a whole lot other than a very, very prominent lower high. So this is a lower high on Tesla. And I know you're like, no, Newsome, it's not going to go lower. Bro, it might, right? That's the thing. It really, really could. There are some similarities here, and I'm not calling for the end of the world by any means, but it could go lower. So the daily chart is going to be what's most important on earnings. Here's the daily chart. And we had a very, very strong break of this bullish candle just yesterday. So here's your big bull candle. There was another very strong bull candle here. And you had a bunch of compression for the last few days in here. And yes, Tesla was still is an amazing stock to do covered calls on, right? To sell calls and to buy puts. Here's what Tesla's going to do over earnings is really just one of two things. This is, I would give it a 25% likelihood of a small gap down. And again, as long as it can open above 360 and kind of bounce off the 100 simple moving average on the weekly, I'd feel really good about that. Then it would just trade back up into these averages, kind of fail and just kind of keep chopping around, and things wouldn't be as horrific, but would still be weak for a bit. If Tesla opens below the 100 weekly SMA, it's going to get a little ugly. So the 100 is like 360. So if we open below there, which is still a 25% likelihood, let's call it 345, we'll retrace and probably start failing down. That's very likely. So 25%. There is a 2% chance, less than 2% chance that Tesla opens above 420 and skyrockets. That would be best case scenario, but that's not going to happen. If it does happen, congrats to me and everyone else who has a bunch of Tesla stock. All right. And then the 73% likelihood is that Tesla opens somewhere in here on good earnings. They're going to beat earnings, and it will continue to chop around and do nothing. So that's a very, very large likelihood, is it'll just keep doing that. So as of right now, today, which is Tuesday or Wednesday, my assumption is you're going to want to sell some 420 covered calls for August 7th or mid-August. Now, you can sell longer if you want, because there is some good premium. I don't think you really need to. I think you can just sell early August, 420. Again, those are going to expire worthless, 99% likelihood, but they do pay a really good premium. And then you can use that premium to kind of figure out what happens from there. As far as puts are concerned, you probably do want to pick up some 360 puts. A little bit more of an advanced strategy that I talk a lot about in other classes is a bear put spread. So you could buy the 360 and sell the 340 put. That's a bear put spread. And you would do that for probably the 24th of July at the earliest, or the 31st of July. I would probably go with the 31st of July, because if Tesla does have a big gap down on earnings, it's going to get a little gnarly, and you're going to want some time to protect that position. So again, my personal opinion, selling calls here and getting into a bear put spread. This one and this one, 360, 340. for end of July. And that's pretty much it. That's my thoughts on Tesla. Granted, as you all know, I could do a 2-hour-long video every single day reviewing charts and reviewing trade setups, giving you my ideas and my opinions. Just want to say thank you for subscribing to my channel, for watching these videos. I appreciate your kindness, your generosity, your greatness, and let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. Bye.